Many Magic the Gathering players ask the question, is it worth it to buy Secret Lair 20 Ways to Win? 20 Ways to Win is the newest Secret Lair commander deck. A complete, ready-to-play 100-card deck built around alternate win conditions. 20 of them to be exact. Wait, are there really 20 different win conditions in this deck? I'll be sure to count each and every one of them and get back to you later in the video. Like all Secret Lairs, 20 Ways to Win is only available by ordering online directly from Wizards of the Coast, and only available until supplies run out. 20 Ways to Win is available right now, actually. Well, maybe. It might be sold out by the time this video airs, which should be exactly 24 hours after it went on sale. I guess artificial scarcity is still the Secret Lair business model. Is it available? Only you, future viewer, can know. But I have no control over Secret Lair production. I will someday, but not today. What I can talk about is what kind of value does this commander deck contain? Is the deck playable right out of the box against other precons or even the full-on commander decks that your playgroup might have? But if it is available right now, you might very well be asking the question, is it worth it to buy? And that is what this video seeks to answer. 20 Ways to Win costs the same, now typical, $150 that previous Secret Lair commander decks have cost. This is about 3 times the MSRP for a normal commander precon. Only the original Secret Lair commander deck, Heads I Win, Tails You Lose, cost $100, so at this point it's fair to just accept that $150 is the price tag for Secret Lair commander decks. But is 20 Ways to Win worth its $150 price tag? Not to mention the hours you'll spend waiting in a virtual line on the Secret Lair website. So what kind of value does this commander deck contain? Is this deck playable right out of the box against other precons or even the full-on commander decks that your playgroup might have? I mean, I famously won with Secret Lair Heads I Win, Tails You Lose against 3 optimized commander decks on an episode of Shuffle Up and Play, but how likely is that to happen with 20 Ways to Win? All those questions and more are what's in store, so let's take a look. Oh, and by the way, did you miss a previous Secret Lair commander deck drop, such as this one here, or this one here, or maybe even a commander precon like this Eldrazi? Cool, it's the Eldrazi commander precon from, this is Modern Horizons. Did you miss any of these and wish you had them? Well, I'm gonna give them away, maybe to you. That's right, Christmas comes early with the Professor's Commander Deck Secret Lair Christmas giveaway this Thursday, December 5th at 12 p.m. Pacific on Whatnot. I'm giving away all these, oh, they fell over. I'm giving away all of these decks and some extra surprises, so tune in, hang out with me, let's chat Magic the Gathering and maybe walk away with Secret Lair commander decks or premium commander decks or even, what is this, Bloomborough? That was pretty good too. It's on Whatnot this Thursday. Whatnot is just like if Twitch and eBay had a baby. People list items for sale and then are able to auction them off or just have items sold at buy it now prices, all while they stream. Tune into my stream because I've got Tolarian Community College playmats, signed cards, academic deck boxes, and other cool items, not to mention these giveaways. And I'm also giving you $15 to spend anywhere on Whatnot, on anything on Whatnot, when you use my invite code. That's right, you can get $15 to just get $15 worth of magic packs or towards a higher priced magic. Well, these are being given away, but you know what I mean. Just use my invite code at www.whatnot.com/invite/Tolarian College and you get $15 to spend anywhere on anything on Whatnot, including my own store, or just tune in and maybe walk away with a Secret Lair commander deck or the Eldrazi precon or some other goodies, because I've got goodies and they're for you this Thursday on Whatnot. So be sure to tune in this Thursday at 12 p.m. Pacific, and thank you Whatnot for sponsoring this video. 20 Ways to Win contains one ready-to-play right-out-of-the-box 100-card 5-color commander deck, which itself includes 10 borderless rainbow foil cards with brand new artwork, including the deck's commander, Go Shintai of Life's Bounty. The remainder of the deck is non-foil, which is a decrease in the number of foils from previous Secret Lair commander deck iterations. You'll find updates throughout, such as enchantment cards having the updated enchantment frame, which which was introduced in Foundations. The deck also comes with 1 display-only commander printed on thick cardstock, 2 rainbow foil shrine tokens featuring brand new artwork, and 10 non-foil double-sided tokens. As previously mentioned, the price for all of this is $149.99, available only through the Secret Lair website, and that cost, again, is 3 times that of the average commander deck. The 10 full art rainbow foil reprints with brand new artwork all feature a Tanuki Trickster Spirit, getting up to PG victory-related mischief, a pair of sunny side up eggs for Approach of the Second Sun, a very happy Tanuki eating cake in Happily Ever After, and of course a Triskaidekaphile holding 13 aces in poker. Classic Tanukis having a ball. Or I guess you could say with all this new artwork, they're having balls. Ha ha ha. Classic Tanuki, making mischief and having a ball. Though with a Tanuki having a ball in each of the 10 Tanuki art cards, I guess you could say they're having multiple balls. Tanuki balls all over your cards. Did I mention this is a PG artwork? 8 of these 10 full art reprints are alternate win conditions, while the 9th is the commander Go Shintai of Life's Origin. The 10th is, interestingly, Sol Ring, which, well, maybe the designers of this deck are counting a turn 1 Sol Ring as one of the 20 ways to win. You know what would have been cool? If all 20 ways to win cards had featured new full art Tanuki artwork instead of just 10 of them. Although there's actually not 20 alternate win con cards in here because one way to win is just traditionally, but still, I feel we could have gotten 20 full art Tanuki cards where we could have allowed for things like the Sol Ring and the Commander and still featured and highlighted each of the cards that were part of the alternate win strategy instead of just 10 of them. And along those lines, why aren't all of the tokens rainbow foils instead of just 2 of them, and then 10 non-foil tokens? In fact, why aren't all the cards in this deck foil? This is a premium product. Go full premium, come on. Or Wizards of the Coast could offer non-foil versions of the deck for $100, and then all foil versions of the deck for $150, and then there's more supply to meet your high demand. Come on, Wizards of the Coast, this is literal shut up and take my money territory here. All right, all of that aside, I have to count. Are there really 20 ways to win with this deck? Let's find out. Aside from the 8 clear win conditions that get new full art treatments, there are 8 additional cards that say win the game on them. Biovisionary, 20-toed Toad, Hellkite Tyrant, Halo Fountain, Mael's Aria, Mechanized Production, Test of Endurance, and Liliana's Contract. That totals 16 right there. Add in winning the normal way via combat damage and you get 17. Connecting 7 times with your very unevasive Go Shintai of Life's Origin isn't technically impossible, so commander damage is number 18? What's left? Well, milling someone out also technically isn't impossible. And look, there's a Drown in Dreams in the list. So that makes 19. Wait, did I miss one? Oh wait, I know. They must be counting 20-toed Toad twice. Hey, maybe they really do count casting Sol Ring on turn 1 as a way to win, which it typically is. Regardless, the deck contains close enough to 20 ways to win, depending on how you count it, that I won't give them any grief for it. Beyond the grief, I just it was playful grief. Playful grief. In terms of notable reprints, I will, as always, evaluate cards based on the price of the cheapest version of that card. Yes, the 10 cards with new full art rainbow foiling will certainly be more expensive than their cheapest printing, and there is an argument to be made that there is a lot more value here based on those special treatments. And I feel that's perfectly fair, but I have for 10 years now always looked at the base price of the game pieces as a way of evaluating financial value, and will continue to do so in this video. And I honestly feel that this method does give us the best representation of a card's true value, not basing it off of special edition value, but basing it off of the cheapest that I could get the game piece for. 20 Ways to Win has fewer big money cards from its predecessors, as none of the cards in the list have a cheapest printing that currently costs over $20. There are 6 cards worth over $10, though, with Clever Concealment being the most expensive of these at $19, followed by Kainios and Tiro of Miletus at $19, and Revel in Riches at $15. Again, it's important to emphasize that the new artwork versions for cards such as Revel in Riches are likely going to resell for well above the price of its cheapest printing. But as always, I think it is very important to look at the base value of these game pieces when examining financial worth. Along those lines, Homeward Path has remained a $14 card despite having a few printings in Commander products over the past decade, and this one is actually the only card in the deck that's getting new art aside from the 10 Tanuki art cards. Despite the fact that 20 Ways to Win contains no reprints of cards worth above $20, there is a lot of value here. It's a commander deck after all, so when you add up 100 cards, you're going to get some value. Let's take a look at financial value now. If you were to purchase all of the singles from 20 Ways to Win to build the commander deck yourself at home, buying only the cheapest possible printings, this would cost you $271.77. Not bad bang for your buck, assuming of course you are able to get one of these, but of course a lot of that buck bang is bulk. So what if we eliminate it? Well, you'd still have 49 out of the 100 cards included in this commander deck that are worth $1 or more, and the total value of all those non-bulk singles would still add up to, wow, $251.65? That's actually pretty impressive that there's only 20 bucks of bulk in all that. This is another reason why I wish they had given us more alternate arts, more full art treatments, more foils, because it could have propelled the financial value of all of this so much further. To be honest with you, a lot of average priced Commander precons have pre-sale value in this range, not to mention the value of premium priced Commander precons. While again, the values I'm showing here were all taken about 24 hours before these decks hit shelves, it really does beg the question, why are you spending $150 for this commander deck instead of significantly less for the average commander precon? If the answer isn't in reprint value, then the answer probably should have been in, yeah, a lot of great new artwork, and at the very least foil cards. Why isn't the entire deck foils? But never mind comparing to the average commander precon, how does 20 Ways to Win compare to the other Secret Lair commander decks? Gavin's coin flip deck, Heads I Win, Tails You Lose, currently has a value of $240.80 if you wanted to just buy the cheapest version of each card yourself. Though again, remember that this original Secret Lair commander deck only cost $100. If you were to buy all the singles from Cute to Brute today, you'd be spending $233.42, and Reigning Cats and Dogs Secret Lair currently has a disappointing $199.48 in value for the cost of the singles. By these metrics, 20 Ways to Win does have a higher total value than prior Secret Lair commander decks, but not by too much. Also, keep in mind this is us looking at the current prices of those cards from the prior Secret Lair commander decks, and not the values that they held prior to these cards being reprinted here and possibly in many other sources. But what about how the deck functions as an actual commander deck? Theoretically, you're supposed to be able to play with this deck right out of the box, so can you? How powerful is the deck? Well... By my evaluation, 20 Ways to Win is an absolute mess from a gameplay standpoint. The reason is fairly simple. If you build a deck full of 20 or so alternate win cons, few of which have anything to do with one another, the chances that you draw a combination of cards that do not remotely cooperate with each other is very, very high. The deck just can't pick a lane. Sure, some of these win cons play well together. Felidar Sovereign and Test of Endurance both want to be in a life gain deck, for example. Mechanized Production, Hellkite Tyrant, and Revel in Riches have a vague artifact-y synergy, while 20-Toed Toad and Triskaidekaphile give you a pair of ways to win via large hand sizes. But by and large, in terms purely of deck functionality, you'd be better off if this was a dedicated life gain deck, or a dedicated artifact deck, or a dedicated cards in hand deck. Of course, a few of these win cons, such as Felidar Sovereign and Revel in Riches, are extremely powerful standalone alternate win conditions, to the point that they generally elicit lots of groans and salt if they appear at a typical commander table. So you might find yourself cheesing out a win on the backs of these cards alone. But these are each a single card in a 100 card deck list full of multiple disparate game plans. So even these powerful win conditions are made weaker given the context of the deck as a whole. You're more likely to become a target while not actually being a threat. What's more, some of the win cons in this deck are quite far-fetched. Biovisionary, for example, is incredibly silly. How do you find yourself with 4 cards named Biovisionary in play in a singleton format like Commander, you may be asking? Why, you target your Biovisionary with a kicked Right of Replication, the only card in the list that can copy it. And then you gotta wait until each of your opponents takes a turn and hope they don't draw enough removal spells to kill off half your Biovisionary clones. The deck also runs Maze's End, but in a deck that isn't a dedicated Gates deck, and with only one way to search for it, that just means your mana base is full of tapped lands. For a 5-color deck with a pretty steep curve, that's just asking for trouble. The deck also runs Liliana's Contract with 0 demons in the deck list. Sure, you've got Tolarian Mauler, and that's a changeling, I suppose, and I guess you could crib swap your own creature to get a second changeling, but the only real way you'll win off Liliana's Contract is if you kick a Right of Replication on Tolarian Mauler, or happen to draw Maskwood Nexus. Maskwood Nexus, by the way, doesn't synergize with the deck's commander in the way you might think. Though all your creatures will have all creature types, Shrine is actually an enchantment type, not a creature type. So the Nexus will not help your Go Shintai make Shrine tokens. In fact, the deck contains 0 ways to trigger Go Shintai of Life Origin's ability once it's on the battlefield. I guess Go Shintai works as a 9 mana across 2 turns reanimate for when one of your alt-win con enchantments inevitably gets removed, but even the deck's commander wants to be in a different deck. Yes, they needed a 5-color commander for this deck list, but why this one? Why not Kenrith, the Returned King, or something? The deck is just incredibly unfocused, and every card included to make one of the alt-win cons technically possible makes the deck worse overall. Overall, this is a case of a commander deck that has awesome new card artwork and solid high value of reprints, but that is absolutely unplayable right out of the box. I would never want to be piloting this deck against a pod of established commander decks. I would never want to be piloting this deck against a pod of the prior Secret Lair commander decks, and honestly, I would never want to be piloting this deck against a pod of the average commander precons. Murders at Karlov Manor, Thunder Junction, Duskmourn, not to mention Ixalan and Eldraine, any of those commander precons would easily raffle stomp this commander deck 9 times out of 10. Don't get me started about how it would fare against Modern Horizons or Commander Masters Commander Precons, which also sold for much less than this deck is selling for. Final conclusion: 20 Ways to Win is worth it to buy based purely on financial value. But in terms of gameplay, the deck is an absolute mess. The reprints make for great parts to be taken out and put into other, better constructed commander decks. But this is not a deck I can recommend for the basic precon thesis of being playable right out of the box. The artwork in this deck is absolutely amazing, but it is disappointing that there's so little of it, and so few foil cards. Grade based purely on financial value is an A-, but it's a D, a solid D in terms of playability and deck construction. All of that is irrelevant, of course, if you aren't even going to be able to buy one from the Secret Lair website. I hope very much this video has been of some help to you, and I hope very much you still have the option to decide whether or not you want to buy Secret Lair 20 20 Ways to Lose, or 20 Ways to Win. And I hope very much that if you have missed out on a previous Secret Lair Commander deck or Commander Precon, that you tune in this Thursday, December 5th at 12 o'clock Pacific, because I'm giving it all away. It's a Commander deck giveaway, from Secret Lair Precons to this. I'm giving away the Eldrazi deck to you, maybe, anywhere in the world. And when you create a brand new account at Whatnot, I'm giving you all of you, $15 towards Magic items. Free $15 for Magic. That's not bad, and maybe walking away with a Commander deck? Just go to www.whatnot.com/invite/Tolarian College to create a new account. You'll get a $15 credit. You can spend it in my stream on any. I've got Magic packs, I've got Commander decks, I've got playmats, cool stuff like that, or go into another person's stream. It's $15 of free stuff on Whatnot. Plus, maybe you get one of these. Tune in on December 5th at noon Pacific to find out, and thank you Whatnot for sponsoring this video. I'm not doing another take. I was running out of air there at the end. Breathe. Thank you Whatnot for sponsoring me, the Professor, on this video. My Tanuki! Balls.
Next time on Shuffle Up and Play.
Today, we are breaking the mold. Our commanders are not what they appear, because we have all tried to build decks that go against the grain.
Mono black 5-color deck. I'm so here for this.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Oh,
Okay.
block the Kraken!
Oh, what the hell kind of deck is this?
Well, not really a death laser, but it is a pretty impactful value engine. Please respond.
I love the mug in the camera, Hollywood hire.
I'm available. The strike is over.
When you make the Professor cringe, you know you Urza.
No.
Oh, you got the
Oh, you're coming at me, huh? Yeah!
You
That's
and
what
what
I
mana?
thought!
attack.
You and what mana, you poor Narset, the Enlightened Tutor.
It's also Narset Parter of Veils.
What did I say?
Enlightened Tutor.
Oh.